Imagine standing in a frozen valley 10,000 years ago. The air is sharp, the ground trembles, and emerging from the tree line is something that shouldn't exist. A cat the size of a lion, with 2 daggers growing from its skull. Each fang nearly 30 centimeters long, built not for speed, but for one thing: ending life efficiently. This is Smilodon, and for over 2.5 million years, it was one of the most feared predators to ever walk this planet. Today, it's gone. But here's where it gets interesting. High in the mountains of Central Asia, another cat still prowls, ghostly, silent, almost mythical. The snow leopard, with its thick silver coat, its massive paws, its haunting pale eyes. An animal so elusive, locals once called it the ghost of the mountains. Look at the two of them side by side, and something pulls at your brain. The power, the build, the cold, calculating stillness before the strike. Surely these two are connected. Surely Smilodon is somewhere deep in the snow leopard's bloodline, a great ancient grandfather passed down through ice ages and millennia. It's a reasonable thought. It's a deeply human thought. And it is completely wrong.
Because the story of Smilodon and the snow leopard isn't a story about family. It's something far stranger, far more brutal, and honestly, far more impressive than that. To understand why, we need to go back, way back, to when cats weren't cats yet, and the world was still figuring out what a predator was supposed to look like.
Let's start with the predator everyone remembers. Smilodon didn't just exist, it dominated. For millions of years, it ruled across North and South America, taking down prey that would make modern lions hesitate. Giant ground sloths, young mammoths, prehistoric horses weighing half a ton. It didn't chase them. It didn't need to. Smilodon was built like a tank, with patience, ambushing, pinning, and then delivering one precise, devastating bite to the throat. Those fangs weren't just for show. They were surgical instruments. At its peak, Smilodon fatalis, the most well-known species, weighed up to 280 kilograms, broader and more muscular than any big cat alive today. It had forelimbs so powerful it could wrestle prey to the ground barehanded. Scientists estimate its bite, while not the strongest, was precise enough to slice through arteries without breaking its own teeth. It was not built to survive. It was built to kill.
Now meet the snow leopard. It lives at altitudes where most animals simply refuse to go. 3,000 to 5,500 meters above sea level, in some of the harshest, most unforgiving terrain on Earth. The Himalayas, the Tibetan Plateau, the Altai Mountains, places where the wind cuts like glass and prey is scarce. And yet the snow leopard doesn't just survive up there, it thrives. Its tail alone is nearly as long as its entire body, used as a balance rod on narrow cliffs, and wrapped around its face like a scarf while sleeping in the cold. Its paws are naturally snowshoed, wide and fur-lined. It can leap 6 times its own body length across mountain gaps. It is, by every measure, a masterpiece of adaptation. 2 apex predators, 2 perfect killing machines, separated by time and altitude. So here's the question scientists had to answer. Do they share a bloodline? The answer required cracking open the entire evolutionary history of the cat family, and what they found rearranged everything. Smilodon doesn't belong to the lineage that produced lions, tigers, leopards, or snow leopards. It belongs to a completely separate branch, the Machairodontinae, a group that diverged from the ancestors of modern cats over 20 million years ago. They were never the same family. They just found the same answer to the same problem, independently, across millions of years of separation. That's not family. That's something far more extraordinary.
The phenomenon has a name: convergent evolution. It's what happens when two completely unrelated animals, separated by millions of years and thousands of kilometers, arrive at the same solution. Same problem: how do you hunt large prey in a cold, unforgiving world? Same answer: become powerful, become precise, become patient. Nature didn't copy itself. It just ran the same equation twice and got the same result. The snow leopard's closest living relatives are actually lions and tigers. Smilodon's closest living relatives are nothing. They're all gone. Every single branch of the saber-toothed lineage was wiped out. And this is where the story stops being fascinating and starts being haunting. Around 10,000 years ago, something broke the world Smilodon was built for. The Ice Age ended. Temperature shifted. The giant megafauna Smilodon had spent millions of years evolving to hunt, the mammoths, the giant sloths, the prehistoric horses, began disappearing. And a highly adaptable, tool-using primate was spreading across every continent, hunting the same prey, taking the same territory. Smilodon couldn't adapt fast enough. Nothing with 30-centimeter fangs can pivot quickly. It vanished. Completely. Permanently. The snow leopard survived because it retreated to places humans couldn't easily follow. The mountains became its fortress. Its isolation became its salvation. And today, even that fortress is shrinking. Habitat loss, poaching, climate change, the snow leopard is now listed as vulnerable, with fewer than 10,000 individuals left in the wild. The ghost of the mountains is becoming a ghost in a much darker sense. Two cats, one built for a world that no longer exists, one still holding on in a world that is rapidly changing. Neither one the grandfather of the other, but both proof of the same extraordinary truth, that life, given enough time and enough pressure, will always find a way to build something magnificent, even if it doesn't always find a way to keep it. It looks like family. It isn't. But maybe that's what makes it even more remarkable.